It was a wonderful day on the island of Sodor. Duck was taking on water while Philip was shunting his trucks. Just then, Edward puffed alongside.
Hello, Duck.
Afternoon, Edward. How's things on your branch line?
As well as it can be with Bill and Ben working on it. How about yours?
Very well. We're still trying to get used to the line continuing down to Harwick, though.
Well, I must be going. Good luck with all those trucks, Duck. It seems like they've been even more troublesome lately.
Don't worry, Edward. I know how to handle trucks.
And with that, Edward puffed away. Just as Philip came racing up.
Here you are, Duck! Safe travels! Those trucks are really troublesome.
Thank you, Philip. But I can handle my trucks, thank you very much.
Duck reversed and biffed right into the trucks. They were cross.
Now I don't want nonsense from you trucks.
We'll give him nonsense.
Let's take Duck out from us.
Yes, let's.
And Duck biffed them again as he puffed away. They had a perfect run till they reached the first hill. There, the trucks put their plan into action.
Faster!
Duck sped along the line, frantic to stop, but he couldn't. He was along for the ride. Then there was trouble.
Oh, glory, look at that!
Douglas was crossing the line ahead with his passenger train. Sparks flew as he slid along, but it was too late. Duck opened his eyes and looked around. He had slammed into Douglas's brake coach and had tipped it over onto its side.
What happened? Oh.
That evening, Sir Topham Hatt called some of his engines to the yard.
Sir, how could this happen?
From what I'm gathering from witnesses' statements, the trucks pushed Duck right into Douglas's train.
Sir, was anyone hurt?
As much as I want to say no, Toby, 14 people are still in hospital. I'm just glad no one was killed.
Sir, is Duck going to be okay?
Yeah, Percy, yeah. He should be alright, but he's a little banged up though, and he's gonna be in the works for a while.
Who is going to do Duck's work while he's in the works?
Percy. I need you to do Duck's job so he's away. And now I must be going. I have to speak with the accident investigators.
And with that, Sir Topham Hatt walked away. That night, the engines held an indignation meeting at the sheds.
Those trucks have gone way too far this time.
I agree. I know derailing us isn't a new thing for them, but they've gone this far.
They've officially put our passengers in danger, and they need to be dealt with before any more passengers can be hurt.
Are you saying we have to fight back?
Now wait just a minute. I'm just as upset with the trucks as you are. They hurt our friend, but violence won't solve our problem.
But Edward, if we don't do anything, they'll keep it up, and who knows what could happen.
I know. And that's why I'll talk to them tomorrow.
Oh yes, talking. That will certainly do something.
Do you have a better idea?
Yes, I do. They hurt one of ours. We hurt one of them.
But Gordon, violence doesn't.
Maybe sometimes you need violence to get your point across, Edward. We need to fight back against the truck before they can hurt any more of us.
Yeah!
Sorry, Edward, looks like you're outnumbered.
But
There was nothing Edward could do. All the engines fell asleep one by one. All of them, except Edward.
I really hope I can do something before Gordon makes it worse.
Edward sighed and slowly fell asleep. The next morning, Edward woke up to find the other engines had already left the sheds.
Oh dear, hope I make it back to the yards before the others make things even more problematic.
Edward steamed off as fast as his old wheels would let him. He raced into the shunting yards to find Thomas and Percy biffing the trucks into the sidings.
"This is for Duck,"
said Percy furiously as he biffed his trucks hard. Too hard as it turned out.
Watch out, Percy. Take your anger out on the trucks, not me.
"I'm sorry, Thomas. I think my anger's just getting the better of me."
I understand, Percy. They hurt our friend, and now they need to be dealt with. Now come on, Percy. We've got to get to Knapford.
Edward watched as the two engines puffed quickly out of the yards.
There has got to be a better way.
Hello, Edward.
Hello, Hector.
What's wrong, Edward?
Oh, Duck had an accident the other day, and now the other engines all think it's a great idea to start biffing the trucks to get back at them.
That's a terrible idea. It's just going to make the trucks more angry.
That's what I said, but they just aren't listening. It's almost as if there's nothing I can do.
And Edward sadly left to take his train. The day passed quite uneventfully. The trucks seemed to behave themselves, and all the trains ran to time. That night, when Edward returned to the sheds, the engines were talking about the trucks.
Well, little Edward, looks like my idea worked.
I wouldn't be too sure, Gordon. It's only been one day.
A few more days of biffing and we'll have them whipped into shape.
Edward felt doubtful, and he was right to be. Unbeknownst to the engines, the trucks were making up a new plan. The next morning, Henry was in the yards to collect his train. Philip raced up.
Hello, big engine! Henry! Your trucks are ready for you on siding 2.
Thank you, Philip.
As Henry was coupled up, the trucks started whispering to each other. But Henry didn't hear and started off. Just as Edward arrived to collect his coaches.
Edward! Edward!
Hector? What's wrong?
Edward, you were right. All the biffing has made the rest of the trucks even crosser. Henry and Thomas are in danger.
What? How?
They have a plan to uncouple from Henry's train and roll down the hill and crash into Thomas. What makes it worse is that Henry has a fuel wagon on his train. You have to go and stop them, Edward. Go, quick!
Edward puffed quickly out of the yards and raced as fast as he could to catch up to Henry. Suddenly, he saw Henry's brake van.
Henry! Henry! You've got to stop!
What? Why?
Hector told me that the...
Hector? Edward, why on earth would you trust a truck?
I'll explain later. You've got to listen to me. This is an emergency!
But Henry didn't listen and charged up the hill. Suddenly, there was a large bump and the trucks uncoupled. Edward's driver slammed on the brakes and threw Edward into reverse. Edward raced on as fast as he could and soon overtook the trucks. He raced down the hill to the nearest signal box.
There's a runaway coming! Change the points! Quickly!
The signalman changed the points. Then, Edward switched onto the truck's line. He looked ahead and saw the trucks coming. Edward started slowly as the trucks crashed into his bumpers. As he slid past the signal box, he shouted out,
"Siding!"
The signalman switched the points and sent Edward onto the siding.
Edward, look out!
Edward slid along and smashed into the buffers. But he stopped.
Stopped at last.
Edward, are you okay?
I think so.
Later, Sir Topham had arrived on board Paxton, who had brought the breakdown crew to help Edward to the works.
Well done, Edward. I'm very proud of you. You've stopped these trucks from causing a nasty accident.
Thank you, sir. I just did what I thought was right.
And you were right, Edward. Now, let's get you to the works.
Edward was in the works for a few weeks. He had plenty of company, so he was never bored. But soon enough, Edward's repairs were done, as well as Doug's. And when he came home, the engines cheered and welcomed back Edward, the hero of the rails. What about the trucks? Well, the Fat Controller had a few choice words for them, but when he mentioned scrap, they shaped up immediately and promised never to be troublesome again. But that didn't last very long.